Paul, what's the reaction been to the run that we're on and what happened last Saturday?
Well, I think what we've tried to do is just address the next seven now. We spoke about it early on in the week. We had a meeting with everybody, just to talk about what's going on in everybody's heads, because it's not physical, it's not technical. I don't think it's tactical. I've looked at the games. I don't think it's tactical. There's an emotional element that's got into it. There's a little bit of fear got into it. So we spoke about it early on in the week and asked them what's got us into the position, what's going to get us out of this current run. And everybody's agreed that we've just got to go and play with a bit more freedom and go and enjoy ourselves. You know, we're in a really good position. We're sat fourth in the table, and I look at the last four games, and I think Stevenage and Bradford, I still believe they're good points. Not great performances, but good points. The Gillingham one is 94, 96 minutes, whatever it is a late goal that we've been done by. Orient, we've limited them to very little chances. I think Thomas has had one really good save to make, come and took a couple of crosses. They've scored with a double deflected goal. So the flip side of it, we've had four games where we've been involved right up until the end. On the other hand, you know, we haven't played particularly well in the final third, and that's what we just need to do, and that will come if we can just relax and enjoy the moment and enjoy what we're doing, and just be a bit freer in the way we're doing rather than being uptight. And I'm hoping that we've had a really good week of training this week. They've been really bright and really lively. The truth is in the pudding come Friday afternoon against Tranmere, and that's where we want them to go and perform and show what we are really like, because I don't think we've shown a true reflection of ourselves over the last couple of games.
I mean, speaking as a layman, it does seem to be that the stuff that was coming naturally, that was so important to get them 58 goals we keep talking about, that just seems to have gone into the shell a little bit.
Yeah, I think that there's a little bit of a delay in doing things rather than just doing it instinctively like they did at the start. And you know, the truth is it's one of them things where for 34 games, 35 games, I never got any letters through the post telling me what I should be doing and what we're not doing right. Now I'm getting a whole host of letters through the post this week telling me that we've gone too negative and we need to go forward. We haven't changed what we're trying to do. We've tried to approach the game the same way. It might be against different opposition with a different shape who give you different problems, but we've tried to be front foot, we've tried to be positive, because I think that's the right way to go about it, especially when you're chasing results at the top of the league. Now, for whatever reason, it's just affected us all as a group, and I'm not going to blame players, it's all of us, we've all been affected by it. And when you get a little bit nervous, you start to doubt the decision that you see. And I always have this thing, the first thing is the right thing, so do it, just do it instinctively, and we've done that over the season. But we've just gone away from it, and we just have to get back to it, simple as that. And what a great opportunity at home against Tranmere, a team who are a good football team, who've got a bit of an edge to them, and it's a great game for us to look forward to.
Whatever we say about the psychological aspects, is it just taking a deep breath and getting on with it, go out and do it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is just being calm and going enjoying it. You know, we have to remember where we are. We have to remember we're having a good season. You know, it's funny, I was looking through the league tables the other day and thinking, right, we're sat fourth in the table. I wonder who else is sat fourth. And I looked, and in the Championship, you've got Luton, who are sat fourth. Everybody's saying they're having a magnificent season. You go to League One, Barnsley have sat fourth. Everybody says they're having a magnificent season. The Premier's maybe a little bit different, and I don't know who it is after the midweek games, but it was Man United, and their expectation levels are a bit different. But if you compare it with last year, they're having a good season. Well, so are we. We're sat fourth. We're having a good season, and we have to remember that. We've got to keep calm about it and understand where we've come from, what we've achieved so far. And I know you don't get the full plaudits for that, but we've done okay after the number of games that we've had. So we've just got to get back to it. Go and enjoy it. Go and play football, you know, like it's your last game, and go and enjoy every moment of it.
This is human nature, and I'm sure it's the same in that dressing room as well, that when you're there and you can see the finish line, you just want the finish line, don't you?
Yeah, of course you do, and everybody does that. You know, you just have to look in our league last year at Forest Green. They had an incredible season. You get to the turn of the year and everybody's saying, oh, they're just going to go up, and then they suddenly start to stutter and things don't quite go the way, and then start to doubt themselves, and you just got to get a performance that gets a result. Maybe not even get a performance, but just get the result, and suddenly you feel different again. It happened to us last year at the other end of the table. We got a result at Orient that give everybody a lift, give everybody a bit of belief, and then it just snowballs and it builds and builds. We've got 7 games left, 7 fantastic games, 4 of them at home. We have to just go and do our job properly.
It's 21 points. We sometimes forget that as well. That is a significant amount of points to play for.
A huge amount of points. You know, the only ones that matter at the moment is the 3 against Tranmere. We've just got to go and do it properly in that game, and we're really looking forward to it. It's a great opportunity for us, and I'm not saying that it's a foregone conclusion that we'll turn up and we'll just steamroll Tranmere, because I think they're a good side. You know, that unfortunately Mickey Mellon's lost his job, but they've got 2 lads in there, Ian Dawes and Andy Parkinson, who've done this before, been caretakers before, done it really well before. So they know what they're doing. They're no mugs. The players are no mugs. They play with a style. They've got an energy about them, and they've got a bit of fire in the belly, and we've seen that quite a number of times this season and last. So we've got to be ready for it, and if we're right, we'll cause them problems. If we're not right, then we can forget about anything else on the day.
On Tranmere, I mean, Andy Parkinson, Carlisle fans will remember him. He used to terrorise us every time he played. Dawes, he's done it. They know the club, these 2 lads.
Yeah, they do. They've been there for a good number of years. Mickey knew it as well. Unfortunately for him, he's lost his job for whatever reason. And when I look at the way they've played in the last few games, it's quite surprising because they've got something about them. We've just got to make sure whatever troubles they've had that's meant them getting rid of Mickey, we've got to make sure that we don't allow them to cause us problems on the day. We have to cause them problems. We've got to stamp our game on it, stamp our energy on it, stamp our desire to win, and make sure that we come out on top.
People can look at league positions this time of the season, look at Tranmere and think, oh, they're not and nothing to play for. It just never works that way, does it?
I think the beauty of English football is that nobody switches off. Everybody is prepared to go and have a right shift. And I do not for 1 minute think that any Tranmere player will come down here and just roll over and let us tickle their belly. They're going to be backed by 500 or 600 supporters. They're going to get a lift from us having a fantastic home support. And I say this many times, when you're a footballer, you dream about playing in front of big crowds. So I would imagine the Tranmere players are exactly the same. They'll get a lift when they come out for kick-off and they see what the attendance is going to be. And we've got to make sure that we get lifted higher and we make our level of performance better.
You touched on this, but they've got some good individuals, haven't they? Probably are surprised they are where they are in the table because of the collective they've got.
Yeah, I don't know what their issues have been. I mean, you know, we think back to our games we played against them. They were tough games. They're tough battles. They always are. I go back to my Man City days as a 16 and 17-year-old. Our toughest games were against Tranmere's youth team. They always were. They've always got something about them. So I am not expecting an easy game. The players are not expecting an easy game. The league table is irrelevant for this game. It's about us going about our business properly and making sure we do everything to be worthy of the crowd that we're going to get this weekend.
Just on that, we've come round here from the east side, the ticket office. There's a queue out the door. There's 11,000 already, home fans, plus the 6 you've mentioned. So it's already going to be a massive crowd. That's something in itself to get ready for.
It's huge. It's what, you know, the truth is, it's what I've talked about since I came back here in February. Let's all rally around the football club. We are not going to survive. We're not going to progress and prosper with what we've got and with 4,500 supporters coming in. We need local businesses. We need local supporters, or any supporters, to come and back us, to come and bring the finances into us, because we don't have a wealth of money on our board of directors, or a wealth of money there where they can put more in. They've put more than enough in of their own wealth. So we need backing from businesses. And I've got to say, the things that I'm hearing, everybody knows I don't do social media, but I'm told about the response to the 10 for 10 for local businesses, this ticket donation scheme. I'm told about the numbers that are coming in. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's what I want to happen for this club, because we need to be better. We need to be better as a football club, better structure off the pitch, better facilities, and we've got a great opportunity to try and show, however many turn up, that it's worth coming back another time.
So when the players arrive tomorrow and there's the fun fairs, the live music, all of the different catering outlets that there's going to be, is that a lift, or do they have to put that to one side and park it?
I think they have to park that. That's not for us tomorrow. That's irrelevant to us. I hope they don't see much of it, if I'm going to be really honest with you. The bit they need to focus on is what their role for the team is, what their job is for getting a performance and getting a result. What they will see, and what I hope they will get a lift, is when we go out for the warm-up and they see the crowd in there, when we come out at 6 minutes to 3 or whatever it is for kick-off, they hear the noise. Then that's what we want, and this is where the fans can play a huge part in it, because I've been in football grounds before, where you have a big crowd and they turn up and there's a nervousness and there's a quietness and they're waiting for us to do something. I'm going to ask for them for this Good Friday game. Can they come and make the noise for us? Can they do it? Can they start it off? Can they be the catalyst for the atmosphere to make it a proper game for us in front of a wonderful support? And let's hope the players respond and get the right result.
And effectively all four sides, with the waterworks being open for the first time since an Everton FA Cup game, that's going to be Carlisle fans. That's massive.
Oh, huge. I spoke with Nigel about this earlier on in the week, saying, when would we do that? When can we get to the point that we're going to open that? So I was well chuffed today. I was just going out for training and somebody said it had been announced we're opening it. So that's brilliant. I remember my days coming here as a kid when the waterworks end was open, and it's good. We want that. We want that noise. We want that atmosphere. And again, I'll say we have to put on a performance that makes them want to come back again.
Friday, Monday is effectively Saturday, Tuesday, but is it different because it's a bank holiday weekend and it's the 3 o'clock kickoffs?
No, it's no different. I mean, I've got my plans in place for what we're doing this weekend, but I'm going to be really honest with you, Andy. I don't give a monkeys about Monday at the moment. Friday's the only game that bothers to me. We get that result and that performance right, and we come through with a bit of luck and we don't have any injuries. Monday takes care of itself, but let's deal with this one first. Let's get this one done and dusted properly and see where we go after that.
The lads you mentioned about how they've been this week, have you seen that steely look in the eyes that you need to see?
Yeah, without a doubt. The training's been really good. They've worked. I wouldn't say they've worked hard, because I don't want them to work hard at this stage of the season, but they've worked smart. We're ready for it. We've done all of our final preparation. We're ready for the game. As a coach now, as a manager, I just keep my fingers crossed that nothing happens overnight. There's no illnesses. There's nothing that's going to worry me. We've got nobody whose partner's about to go into labour, so we don't have to worry about them things. And hopefully, we'll meet for pre-match on the day, and everybody's ready to go.
I mean, on that, I can't remember what David did the press conference last week, but you talked about players coming back, wanting to get a consistent team selection, and that happens in the first half. Of the 34 minutes in, we've lost 2 defenders. How are those boys?
Yeah, not good. They both got scanned earlier on in the week. Finn's is 12 to 16 weeks. Possibly surgery. He's gone back to Forest to get an assessment from them as to what they want to do. Morgan's is bad, but not as bad. He's 8 to 10 weeks. So both of those players, likelihood is Finn for sure will not be able to play again this season. And Morgan is every chance he won't play again this season. So big blows, because they're good characters, they're good people to have around. Finn had looked so good in the week leading up to the game at Orient as well, and we'd followed obviously he went and did all his rehab with Forest. We followed the plan that Forest wanted to the letter in the last week with in terms of the numbers that he needed. They were both just freak, unusual incidents, not accidents. Morgan stretches with his left leg to block a defender clearing it, and just felt his hamstring pop straight away. Finn got his foot stuck in the ground and stretched his leg out to try and get to a ball, and his other hamstring tore. No sign of it at all, no indications before the game. It's just sod's law, unfortunately, so we've lost them too. What it does, it opens the door for others. It opens the door for other centre-backs. We've got Corey Whelan, we've got Ben Barkley, we've got options in that right-hand side with Jack Ellis and with Joel Senior. So we have players there. If we want to go attacking, we've got people like Jordan Gibson who can go and do that job. So we do have options. I've got enough options to choose from going into this game against Tranmere. So the injuries are part and parcel. It's no excuse. We just have to pick a team that hopefully will go and enjoy the game and perform.
Just listening to you there, that's the real side of this game, isn't it? For you as the manager, you've spoken about the character of those two lads, but actually they're done now. It's about who's available.
No, we move on. We've just got to move on. We'll look after them. We'll do everything right for them. But they can't affect our last 7 games now. We have to focus on the players who are going to affect it. And that's not me being disrespectful or being clever about it. You know, I'm still speaking to Toby, I speak to Brennan Dickinson, I speak to all of these lads, but they can't affect our games. So when it comes to the game, my focus is on the ones who can help us, and that's what we'll do now. If other lads come into the mix over the next few weeks, then I'll give them even more attention and involve them even more. But for now, we've got a group of players who are ready and looking forward to the game against Tranmere, and hopefully they're able to go and deal with it properly.
Everybody else okay leading into tomorrow's game?
Yeah, no other problems. What do we have this week? We've had a couple of little niggles, but everybody's trained. We had an illness early on in the week, but we've had a full group of trained in our final session today. And I've got to say the quality was very good. The energy levels were really good. So we've got them off so that we don't use too much energy today, and hope that we've got enough in the bank for the game.
Just finally, boss, you never predict score lines, but come 5 o'clock tomorrow night, I'm guessing what you want to have seen is, whatever the score, a performance from the team.
I'm going to be a little bit different. I just want score. It's now we're in a situation. It's about winning. Simple as that. It's about winning games. The performance hopefully will come, but I'll take a win over anything, because I want to win games of football. I want to keep ourselves where we are. So I'm now changing, and I don't often do it. I do remember going back to a long time ago in 2017, and we got to the World Cup final. It's the only time I ever mentioned winning was the final. I said, we've come this far, we may as well go and win it. So we're at that point. We've come this far. Let's go and win.
Thank you.